Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Today is the anniversary of the death in 1965 of Martin Buber. During the first part of the last century he made many contributions to Jewish thought, and one of them it has a much wider interest. He developed the idea of what he called I-thou, as opposed to I-it. His idea was that we exist most fruitfully, most creatively, in encounter, in meeting another, but that meeting has to be an I-thou encounter, not an I-it one, for it to be truly central to what life is all about. And these encounters, these I-thou encounters, are not particularly common. Most of the time we live with I-it encounters, but we want to celebrate I-thou encounters when we have them. And an I-thou encounter is when we encounter another person or another living being in a way that just is an encounter, where we don't come to it with any preconceived ideas about that other person, or that we're not trying to analyze what's going on. We are just accepting the relationship, so that it can be, for example, me and a cat, or me and a tree, or me and you, as long as I am just enjoying the moment, the togetherness. As soon as there's any preconceived ideas about what's going to happen, or as soon as there's any attempt to communicate between the two parties, it ceases to be I-thou. It is just that moment that, for example, experienced by two lovers, that moment when they're just being together. The problem with an I-it relationship, he felt, was that although we have to live with those most of the time, because practically speaking that's how it works, generally speaking, our lives are governed by seeing things from our own perspective. An I-it relationship really starts with me, whereas an I-thou relationship accepts the interaction as being the important thing. I was going to say it brings the two together as one, but it doesn't bring me and the other person together as one, because the point of it is that the other person is different, but that there is an encounter. It's an interesting idea and a slightly complicated one, but I think it opens up for our daily lives the reminder that just spent being with another person, or being in the presence of another living thing, a tree, or something that just we can just have an encounter with, it is a valuable thing just to spend time enjoying. He even says you can't go out looking for it. The trouble, I think, with the way he describes it is that it narrows it down so that it becomes almost impossible. But he does suggest that even to go looking for this kind of relationship isn't going to work, because immediately you're doing it for your own advantage, and if you're doing it for your own advantage, then it isn't an I-thou relationship. But I think that sometimes these moments are just given to us. We just sense a oneness with another living being that is recognizing the differences, but delighting in just having that encounter. Well, I share that idea with you today to see what you can make of it. But I think sometimes just to enjoy those moments, they are often the moments which make us feel as though life is really well worth living.